What's up, sickos? This is the MACHIDA versus ANDERS preview show. I'm Dan from Oregon. This is the Truth in MMA. What's happening with you sickos? Bring up the chat today. We got MACHIDA versus ANDERS coming up Saturday, Belém, Brazil. MACHIDA got KO'd plenty of times in a row. ANDERS 10-0. Alabama. He got the ring with them, whatever you want to call it, the championship. A prospect at middleweight. How many of those do we actually have laying around? That tea's hot. Moving on, Dotson versus Munoz. Dotson not very good as of late. Munoz, this guy's on fire. 4 wins in a row, 3 finishes, 3 performance of the night of bonuses. This guy's an up-and-comer in his hometown, but he's taking on a solid guy in John Dotson. Everyone remember, this guy's got to win over TJ Dillashaw. Valentina Bullet Shevchenko versus Priscilla Cachoeira, the ex-crackhead. She used to be a junkie, so I'm going to give her way more of a chance than I would have just given some nobody who's 8-0 from Jungle Fight coming in to face the best flyweight in the world. I don't know. There's some stare downs that happened earlier today, courtesy of MMA Fighting. We're going to give those a gander. What's up, Mike? I see you there. We're watching the stare downs from the weigh-ins that happened earlier, courtesy of MMA Fighting, everyone down there in Brazil. John Morgan's probably down there from MMA Junkie, but I assume it's Guilherme Cruz. He's one of their guys. This must be the prelims, so I don't really know these guys. I think I'm going with the Brazilian on this one, though, as far as my fantasy picks goes. What do you think, Michael Anzalone? Do you like these weigh-ins better with Ariel's little golf voice in the background? Look at that hairdo, half the head shaved. Valentina, shirt tucked in. Rocking the UFC shirt. Looking like a company woman. Mike says, how can he stare at each other like that without getting into a beef? I don't know, man. I'm about to punch you in the face. Let me gaze into your soul right now. This only happens 2 times in life. When you get married and when you do a stare down before a fight. Without him. Okay. It's new, that's for sure. Oh, here we go. There's MACHIDA versus ANDERS. ANDERS doesn't look him in the eyes whatsoever. MACHIDA's staring right at him. Is this the young up-and-comer coming to feast on the old lion? Or is Machida at home right now in Bellum gonna say F that noise? That ain't happening. Man, it's a quick turnaround for him. As far as I know, he wasn't fully sold on it when they pitched it to him. But it is in his home country. And so, or not only that, but his home state, maybe even the city he came from. I didn't do too much research. Going off of hearsay, of course. Okay, so that was I can't even pronounce his name. Perseris, the tractor. That's way easier. The tractor. Oh, let's move that down a little bit. There we go. You want the jacked up tractor, 22-2, or Desmond Green? You know what? When they first started doing Brazilian cards, they were feasting all the other guys to the Brazilians, just bringing them in to build up Brazil. Global became huge down there, and then they kind of got away from that. They brought in other people. Phil Davis went and beat Machida down there, and a bunch of Brazilians started losing. I think they're going back to they want to give the home court guys the advantage in terms of matchups. You see that in the Australian card coming up. We'll go over that in a little bit. But this is what do you think of Michael Anzalone? Where are you at? Are you East Coast, West Coast? Over in Europe? What time zone are you at? Because I hear all these East Coasters who don't realize that this is kind of a West Coast sport. They always bitch about the 6 fight main cards that start at 7 p.m. Pacific time. They love the 4 fight ones. Okay, so what do you think? Do you like the 4 fight mains, or do you like to stay up all night with the 6 fight ones? As far as that goes, because I found something crazy coming up. This next Fox card is actually, it's got 8 fights on Fox. Which one is that? So there's Cerrone, the one after, right here. Not just the main cards on Fox, but the prelims are on Big Fox as well. Not FS1. The whole card's on Big Fox. So I was thinking, I got to pick the top 4 who they're going to put on Fox. These are the 4 that I went with. Emmett and Stevens. Emmett's definite up-and-comer, and Stevens has got the most fights in definitely the featherweight division in terms of people that are in the sport. He's tenured up there with Bisbing and Jim Miller, Gleason Tebow. He's way up there. Frank Mir before he left. Andrade versus Torres. This fight's going to be fire. Torres, I can't believe she was 135 and she can make straw weight. That's insane. And with Rose, if Rose wins again, whoever wins this is right up there. Because I think Tisha Torres and Rose are they're split right now, 1-1. OSP versus Latifi. This fight got bumped back. It was supposed to happen whenever. 2 weeks ago, and they got injured. They pushed it to here. OSP called out Latifi the last fight, so looking forward to that. And then Perry, that's their boy, that's UFC's man, versus Max Griffith. He's getting fed to the slaughter. Perry's pretty much got the hometown fight here in Boston, or not Boston, Florida. He is, but he's short and stocky. He's almost like, Woodley's not that short, but he's almost like a Woodley of the division. Brow versus Kelleher. I'll watch it. McCann versus Marion Reneau. I've been a fan of Reneau's because she's so old, and yet she can fight so good. We don't have a lot of those fighters. UFC didn't bring in a lot of old talent. She was one of them that did get in. And it's cool to see her get the W's, though. I think her last fight was like a draw. Definitely entertaining, though. Angela Hill kills it on Twitter. If you're not following Overkill Hill, you should. She's hilarious. She'll live stream and tweet during a bunch of the shit. But let's go back. What else do we got to look forward to? Yeah, she fought home. They kind of, after home came in, they fed her the old lady. And then Raquel Pennington was right there too. And I think that might have been a split decision. I had Raquel Pennington winning that fight. And directly after that, they were like, oh man. Actually, right before that, they love feeding the undefeated fighters to Ronda Rousey. Betch Kohara was before that. I think Sarah McCann or whoever was the wrestler got fed when she was undefeated. Well, Holly Holm came off that split decision to Raquel Pennington. They're like, oh, we got to feed her to Ronda Rousey. She's undefeated. It'll look good. You know, Ronda's taking out so many. And then wham, head kick. Everyone remembers that. I didn't think she was ready, but she got the job done. But look at her record since. I mean, when you're Holly Holm, you're massive. You're up fighting at featherweight, 145 pounds. It's probably tough for her to get down 135. And she fought and lost to Valentina Shevchenko, who walks around at 135. Walks around. Beat Joanna Jędrzejczyk twice in kickboxing, I believe. But Mike, you're hardcore. You probably heard this. It's everybody else. The London card has finally got its main event announced. We're gonna get Alexander Volkov, the Russian, versus Fabricio Werdum. Volkovo. I don't pronounce that very good. 23-7. Number 3 heavyweight, they say. Versus Volkov, the dark horse coming into the division, 29-6. He gets the W. He's got 30 wins. Definitely flying under the radar with 30 wins. Man, I'm going with you. What do you think of Werdum, man? Werdum's one of those suspicious types that I got after USADA came in. I also hold a grudge against him and RDA because once they got the belts, they just held on to it. They didn't defend it. They each held it for like 9 months at one point in time during their title reigns. Not a big fan of that. But he did submit Kane. It wasn't C-level Kane, though. But let's go. I think Volkov, what is he, 5 or 6 wins in a row he's got right now? 3 in the UFC. Oh, that's what are we doing here? We got Sherdog open over here. We'll check that out. Tapology, I love. You get the weights, all types of stuff on there. That's amazing. Sherdog is awesome. We'll support them during the broadcast today. Yes, 5 wins in a row. 2 at M1 Challenge. Lost 2 in Bellator. Now, man. Werdum. Man. Let's talk about the light heavyweight and the heavyweight divisions. Because back in the day with the UFC, when Strikeforce was doing their heavyweight Grand Prix, you know, Strikeforce wasn't getting any of the respect that they should have had. The best heavyweights in the world were over in that Grand Prix, and we're over here in UFC just acting like it's the best. Well, I have no doubt in my mind Stipe is the best heavyweight. But look at this, man. This guy loses 2 in Bellator, wins 2 in Russia, beats up 3 people, 2 staples with Nelson and Struve in the UFC heavyweight division, and he's 1 fight away from a title shot, man. Stewie motherfucking Griffin. I see you. What's up, man? I don't know how long what's his name was going, but everyone over there is welcome. We're gonna be breaking. We already broke down MACHIDA versus ANDERS card, but we are looking at the upcoming schedule and talking about the London main event currently. Volkov versus Werdum. Volkov riding his 5-fight win streak. Lost 2 at Bellator, man. And don't forget, Volkan Ozdemir came in, got 3 quick victories. That dude had lost in Bellator before he came over. And within 1 year was fighting DC for a title shot. These other organizations are no joke, man. Especially in the light heavyweight and heavyweight divisions when it comes to that. Let's go find Volkan real quick before we lose our train of thought. As long as this doesn't start playing ads, we're good, right? Good job, Sure Dog. What's up, Lund? Never seen you before. My lag on the chat. You know what? Okay, so I know Darth was saying that for sure in the show, and I copy and pasted some coding to get it all transparent and shit. So if someone's got different code for me, that'll speed it up, because I don't have it on slow mode. I don't know if it just shows up so slow, or if maybe I need to stream a low latency so it comes in quicker. Maybe be more elaborate on what you mean by that. But Volkan Ozdemir, let's go back. Bellator. There's 2 fights in Bellator for the man. Wins 1, TKO punches. Don't know that guy's record. I should be on Tapology. And then loses, and they get rid of him. He gets 2 wins. Then we all remember the history. Takes out OSP. Didn't look too great. Took out Misha Serkinov quick. And then Jimmy Manuwa. Remember him just pushing him to the ground? Manuwa's head bouncing. Jesus. And then going in against DC. And I was all about no time. I wanted no time in that fight. But, man, DC called it. That was the JV squad. But how'd we get on this? We were just talking about Volkov. And Volkov's facing Werdum. Volkov just lost a couple in Bellator. He's over in the UFC again. Or now. There's not the prestige in these higher divisions, is I guess what I'm getting at, with heavyweight and light heavyweight that the UFC used to have. But let's keep going with the upcoming schedule. Let's pull up UFC.com. It got announced. Everyone heard that Justin Gaethje versus Dustin Poirier is going to be in Glendale, Arizona. That's going to happen. So here we go. We're doing versus Volkov. Then 223. Poirier versus Gaethje right after that. Danaher is a snake. John Danaher? The dude who trains GSP in the Danaher Death Squad? Dude, I ain't blocking nothing in the chat. I'm going to let you guys run free. This is a free range chat over here. All organic. No blocking. Hopefully you guys aren't on hormones. Maybe you're on the steroids. Okay. Gaethje versus Poirier. Glendale, Arizona. That's going to be amazing. Right after that, what got announced? Oh yeah, New Jersey. They're heading to New Jersey for fight night. So that was a UFC on Fox card. That's coming up. Right there. Poirier versus Gaethje. Then we're going to the Boardwalk Hall, New Jersey. Nothing announced. Everyone thought that Brazil was going to happen on like the 26th, supposedly. It's official. It's on the 12th. Michael Anzalone, man, going into that fight with Alvarez versus Gaethje, I remember watching all the Gaethje fights at World Series of Fighting. I was all over that dude. I remember, who was it? Like Luis Palomino or something that he fought, and it was just amazing 3 rounds. That was just a freaking Diego Sanchez type fight. Everyone was calling each other, telling them to watch World Series of Fighting. I remember that. And so I was high on Gaethje coming over. And to watch what he did to Johnson, I thought he was going to take out Alvarez. I thought during the fight Alvarez was done. Although his boxing was looking good, his leg, man, he just couldn't. I thought his leg was done. He wasn't going to be able to take anymore. And then he took out Gaethje. But I wanted whoever, if Gaethje was going to win, I wanted him to call out Nate Diaz. Because Ferg and Khabib were lined up for Conor. You're not getting that, even though he would have been freaking 20-0 or whatever the hell he was at. No, he would have been 19-0, looking at 20-0. And so I had Gaethje. That was a hell of a fight, though. I'm glad to see him turn around and get an amazing fight with Poirier. Poirier is a big name. He's main evented a bunch of Fox Sports 1 cards for him. Lost a ton, but whatever. And so now he gets to fight Gaethje. Gaethje gets the hometown advantage, though, in Glendale. I'm rolling with Gaethje in this one. He's going to F up his legs, not stop coming at him the whole time. Poirier's going to think he's more technical, think he can get the job done, but he'll fall short of what Eddie Alvarez was able to do to Gaethje. That's my opinion. Moving on to New Jersey, Brazil. They just announced, boom. So they're going to drop down in Brazil, in Rio, for a pay-per-view. Pack up shop. 7 days later, fly over to Chile and have a main event and do a fight night there. And then after that, we're going to have UFC 225. I predict it happens in Canada. I don't know about you guys. Rolling in. We've had some awesome main events as the Fight Pass headliners or the Friday night headliners rolling into International Fight Week. Do you guys got any guesses on what we might end up with as a headliner right here? They will be on Fight Pass. So think of people that the UFC doesn't like or just someone who's not that marketable yet. Ooh, what about the flyweight champion? Montano. Could she be ready for this card in International Fight Week? There'll be a lot of people there. You don't need a big name to get a lot of eyes. They're just going to go there just cuz. And it would be on Friday. It would be on FS1. That's good. Or 226. Whoever's going to headline that FS1 card, that's going to be a good one. That's going to be a good one. Who do you think will win? Are you still talking about Mike from Fights with Friends versus Chris? Dude, I haven't watched Mike's things. I don't know anything about him. I won't weigh in on that. But why is he calling out the guy who's got zero fighting experience? Doesn't someone who's affiliated with that channel, Colby, that dude's got some fight experience or some shit. I saw him calling out Mike. So what about Colby? How big's Colby? Let's move on though. What do we got coming up? Just so everyone knows, you're going to catch me Saturday, 4 p.m. The exclusive Fight Pass prelims are going to start off. They're going to start off right here on this channel. So make sure to smash the subscribe button. We're going to be watching the two girls coming off 5-fight win streaks versus 2 of the 3 undefeated fighters on that card. They're going to be exclusively on Fight Pass. So come over and catch me with that. I like to do that because I'm a cord cutter, and that way we're all on the stream at the same time. If not, it's easy to pause. It's way easier than when you're watching, antenna free Fox streams. Those are kind of difficult. Coming up though, man, look what we got. These guys are flying under the radar. I don't know who has Access TV. I got to get me some Access TV. And what do we got going on here? Damon Jackson. Did I have him pulled up? Nope. I clicked on him, looked on him though. So he didn't have a very good run in the UFC, but he was killing it in Legacy before he came over. Got a couple wins in Bellator. Now he's in LFA. RFA and Legacy merged, so now it's LFA. He's doing pretty good over there. That guy's someone to look forward to. This guy, Mr. Willis, from Tennessee. They're going to be fighting in Texas. 8-0, 170-pound division. He's the realist. 4 KOs, 4 decisions. That's something to look forward to if you guys are on Access TV. Lund, bring it back to Mike and Chris. Give me the breakdown. What do you guys know? I'm going with the dude. Whoever comes in with the better beard is going to have the better chin and get it done. That's who wins. But this other guy, okay, Willis, the realist, Willis is going to be fighting someone who beat Jason Jackson on Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series via ankle injury. I was going back to watch this fight. Didn't quite catch it. Tall ginger is, I think, what he is, though. This Kyle Stewart guns up guy. So if anyone's got access, that looks like it's worth watching. Oh, snap. Where's 221 at? We got to go over that card first. Okay. What have I been missing in the chat? Mike's like 250 pounds? What the fuck? Is he like Luke Thomas size? Is that dude like 6'4"? Thank you, Stewie. He says love the passion. Well, Stewie, you're always on this shit, man. I love your passion. What about ACB? Do you guys have the Fight.tv app? If you get the Fight.tv app, okay, so when Mayweather and McGregor fought, I ordered my pay-per-view on UFC.tv because I got Fight Pass. I love to give them all the money. F Comcast, those guys don't eat shit. I give them all my money. And the stream went down, and that shit sucked. So they partnered with another streaming service, Fight.tv, and they're awesome, dude. So the cable companies take 40% of the money when they do that shit. And so UFC gets 60, cable companies get 40, fighters end up with like 10% or whatever. Well, if you get the Fight.tv app and put in that code right there, they'll pay me $15 and then give you 20, or vice versa, one of the two. But yet you're like almost halfway to a pay-per-view. Or you can order up freaking the Risen card or some shit, or you can catch all of the ACB events live on there or on Facebook. But Fight.tv is great. Anyways, I'm gonna be doing the ACB. Fight.tv and chill. I'll be doing that. There's an Alaskan fight card coming up sometime soon. Alaskan Fighting Championship, AFC on Fight Pass. I'll be doing that. But we'll just be doing all the Fight Pass ones mainly. Okay, but while we're here, let's give a breakdown of UFC 221. What the hell are we doing? Let's go back. Yoel Romero versus Luke Rockhold. Yoel comes in, gets the interim title shot when Whitaker gets staph infection in his freaking stomach. Needs to quit licking dude's staph infection. Dude, he must have been out there like Tom Green. Is that his name? In Road Trip or whatever the fuck. He hits the deer and he's out there licking it, wearing it and everything. Or was that Freddy Got Fingered? That might have been Freddy Got Fingered. That must have been Robert Whitaker with someone's staph infection. Just, and he got that shit in his stomach. What the hell? The freaking came to Perth for you, Whitaker. They came to Perth for you. You let him down. This is a goddamn Fight Pass card, man. Take this fight off, throw it on Orlando. That one needed a way better main event anyways than these guys. These guys would be a good co-main. Make that the main event there. Get a bunch of eyeballs on that card. So then when they do fight Whitaker, it's actually great. But no, UFC doesn't want to build stars. That ain't cool. Hunt vs. Blades would have been a great FS1 main event. Freddy Got Fingered. Amazing show. Don't you love all those old classics? They don't make comedies like they used to. Super Troopers, Cheech and Chong. Super Bad, pretty good for one of the newer ones. Okay, let's talk about some stuff no one's talking about though. Rob Wilkinson out of Australia versus Israel Adesanya. We can't pronounce his name. But go Wikipedia this guy. And everyone use DuckDuckGo. F Google, F Yahoo, all that nonsense. I don't know if DuckDuckGo uses these guys. It is coming out. Have you seen the preview for that? Maybe we should whip that up and watch it. Super Troopers, man, what a classic. These schnozberries taste like schnozberries. Which one do we need to click? HD. This is fair use, mofos. Do we need to go back and play that again? Do we need to play it again for him? What is this show that I'm watching? It's the Truth in MMA with Dan from Oregon. Follow me at Dan from OR or at Truth in MMA on Gab, Twitter. Spell out Oregon if you're trying to find me on Facebook. Fair use, man. We're just having fun here. Alright, am I going to get sound for this?
Seriously, cut the crap, guys.
Hold up, guys. On 420. What are you guys doing on 420?
I'm not a rookie anymore. Get these off me. Boop.
Rabbit, it's not like we want to shave your balls. Thorny, do you want to shave his balls?
Me? Hell no.
Foster?
No way.
You don't want to shave his balls, do you, Farva?
Hell yeah, I do.
No. No.
God damn it, we gotta get out of there. Come on! Bullshit, who ordered these? I can't feel my tits.
License and registration?
Aren't you the two that pulled me over before?
Beg pardon?
How are you mounty?
Everyone know Jim Gaffigan? Have you guys all seen his Hot Pocket skit? He's hilarious. Lund, This is CBD. You know, it's good for inflation and for recovering from injuries, stuff like that.
These now. Or should I say meounties?
Hang on. Do you really not remember this guy? You just fucking with him.
Yeah, I have no idea who he is.
You know, I heard everything you said.
Son of a bitch. We've been doing that for years.
That's good, man. That'll get all of us stoners back in theaters. That's for damn sure. We'll be giving that a watch. All right, we're doing movie previews on the stream now, guys. That's how we roll. Whatever we bring up, we'll just head right over there. Who cares? What else did we put? We put London card. Upcoming fights. All right, yeah. Israel Adesanya, 11-0, coming out of New Zealand versus Rob Wilkinson, who was undefeated until he just ran into a wall in his last fight. But home court advantage for that guy. The style bender. What was he at? LFA's last one? Nope, I just saw a preview of it from Hex. This guy, man, you got to keep your eye on this guy right here. We were going to wiki this dude, weren't we? You got to see his wiki. Because he went nuts in kickboxing. All right, check this out. Professional boxing record. 5 wins, only 1 loss. Kickboxing record. 50 wins, 5 losses. MMA record. 11 wins, 0 losses. Not bad for a 28-year-old. Younger than me out there. From Nigeria. Man, a lot of African athletes are coming in and killing it right now. Loving it. Once Rampage and Rashad kind of left, you know, they needed some talent up in here. They love to just let them go over to Bellator. You think UFC is racist sometimes, man. Lund, who is he? Is he talking about me? Have you been to the great state of Oregon, Lund? All right, what do you guys think of this fight? Who are you picking? Yoel Romero, who couldn't take out a one-legged Robert Whittaker. No one else could give him a test. Who was it? Derek Brunson took him 3 rounds and was winning that fight. That was close. Besides that, Tim Kennedy took him out. Cheating bastard. Cheating bastard against Tim Kennedy. Wouldn't get off the stool. I don't think that was the fight he shit himself, but there was another stool gate for you. Go back and count it, man. I'm a stickler for 60-second breaks. And it was, I think, 88 seconds. 1 minute, 28 seconds before that round started. An extra 30 seconds for Yoel to recover against Tim Kennedy. And that was the end of Tim Kennedy's career right there. That was it, man. Took away all motivation. He said F the UFC. Guys with real jobs in the UFC don't get along great anyways. He was one of them. Took a long time off, came back, got his ass beat by Kelvin Gastelum. That was the end of Tim. Old Yoel here, cheating. Where you at, Mike? See you soon, boy. I wish I was Joe Rogan and I could give you guys a real Yoel. All I've seen, he took out Melvin Gillard, but at this point in time, you know, who hasn't? Are we picking Yoel? He's been on him the whole time, dude. If if you're taking steroids, go hire Malki Kawa as your manager. He'll help you get out of that. He's got everyone's number that you need to figure out which supplement's tainted, to tell him what batch you're using. Go down there, get you some of it, get you a 6 to year, suspension. Nice little vacation for you. And you'll be right back in there. But Dan, he passed. He was in the Olympics, man. He went through all that USADA testing. Have you guys seen Icarus? Have you guys listened to Joe Rogan and his recommendation of going to watching Icarus on Netflix? Because that's some shit you all should do if you haven't seen it. Most people got Icarus or Netflix. How the hell you spell it? There it is. Icarus. Follow him on Twitter, Icarus Netflix. Because, man, he goes into detail about all the Russians cheating. About, it doesn't matter if they got these glass bottles that are, you can't unscrew them. They got some crazy vice clicker, click, 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 freaking safe. And the only way to do it is to break the glass or however the hell they do that shit. Well, they can just get new bottles. Everyone is payable. There's a pay-to-play scheme everywhere, man. The Olympics, the IOC, International Olympic Commission or some shit. Those guys are crooked as hell. I'm a contrarian. He got cleared. He did get cleared. He took a suspension. So he wasn't not guilty in that regard. So I don't know if I would say he got cleared. He almost like pled a no contest and took a shorter suspension in that regard. But what do you guys think of Luke Rockhold, man? A lot of people hate this guy. Hate everything about him. He's too cocky. I like Luke a lot. I thought he was going to take out Chris Weidman. I thought the UFC made a huge mistake. Remember when... Alright, we're going to have a little rant here. Mike, if they would pay the guy, he'd come back, man. You pay him, he'll go anywhere. You follow him on Snapchat? You pay Nick Diaz, he'll go anywhere. He'll show up at your cannabis club. He'll show up at your bar. Nick Diaz will show up when you pay him, man. He might not be at your press conference. Remember that? He skipped a press conference and it was the best thing to happen for the promotion for that fight. Kind of like UFC 200. Conor McGregor skipping the press conference. Alright, where were we, man? Stewie. We were going into detail about some shit. Oh, okay, here we go. UFC bought Strikeforce, dude. We all remember this. Gilbert Melendez was champion. Nick Diaz was champion. Luke Rockhold was champion. How many of those guys got automatic title shots in the UFC? Do you guys remember the great card of the UFC and Strikeforce super fights when they unified all the belts on one card, kind of like they're trying to do for International Fight Week this year? Trying to build up something big. Yeah, they didn't do that, man. They screwed over Luke Rockhold. Anderson ran out of opponents. They needed a main event in Brazil on short notice. What'd they do? They called in Stephan Bonner. Anderson had this crazy, let me go back against the cage shit. Nick Diaz had been coming off a loss to GSP and said, why don't I get that fight? I'm a big name here. Why don't I get that fight? Everyone laughed at him. You guys remember when all the media and Dana White and everybody, but I want to include all the media here, laughed at Nick Diaz because he said he wanted to fight Anderson Silva coming off a loss to GSP. Who did Nick Diaz fight after he fought GSP? But no, they didn't give Luke Rockhold the title shot against Anderson Silva. They didn't give GSP to Nick Diaz because of a press conference. He got pulled from the fight. Carlos Condit got the fight. GSP got injured. Condit didn't get a fight. BJ Penn got matched up against Nick Diaz, which was the co-main that got moved up to the main event. It was an amazing fight. And then what? GSP's out. We had to do Condit versus Carlos Condit versus Nick Diaz. And then we had that match. Should have ran that back, but they hate the Diaz bros. What do you mean they push certain guys like Paige Van Zant and gals, Sage Northcutt, Francis Ngannou, all these guys? They get the push. They get the sponsor deals. They get the commercials. They get all the shit. They didn't give the Diaz bros none of that. They took as much as they could. They tried to steal as much as they could. Turns out the promotion can't just steal all the star power from a fighter. Nick Diaz is out there, making freaking Hollywood appearances on TV shows and shit. I think it was Ballers on TV. He made a cameo appearance. All right, so he came in. Luke Rockhold, he should have proved himself against Anderson Silva. Never got the chance. Loses to Vitor in that fluke fight versus TRT Vitor, one of the scariest mofos ever. Goes on a streak, takes out Chris Weidman. You guys remember this fight, man? He 10-7'd him in the freaking third round. When you get beat that bad to where everyone's saying stop the fight, both announcers, Joe was saying stop this fight, man. That's a 10-7 round. When everyone believed that fight should have been stopped, that's a 10-7. That's not a 10-8, man. That's a 10-7. Weidman's barely recovering since that, man. He took that shit, whatever that shit was, he took it into that UL fight, and that fucked him up more, too. So they messed up Diaz coming over from Strikeforce. He never got his automatic title shot. They messed up Luke Rockhold right here. What about our boy Gilbert Melendez, man? What about Giblert? Fuck, I can't type. Let's go to Tapology. Give them some love. Since Gibbler likes to switch divisions. Okay, so at this point in time, what happened, guys? We got Frankie Edgar out there running the lightweight division. Took it from BJ Penn. And he's having a fight with Gray Maynard. And it goes to a draw. So then they got to run that shit back. That holds up the division. And what's going on? Oh, we got Anthony Pettis over here coming off the Showtime kick. He needs a title shot. Is he going to get one? You guys remember. Man, at the same time, Giblert Melendez, as the Reebok people would like to call him. Did he get his title shot? Nope. Not right away. He had to wait. Then he got Benson. And lost. Then a split. That was a close fight. A lot of people like to give Benson Henderson shit for all of those split decisions that he had. It's like Frankie Edgar. You guys remember when Gilbert was running shit? Those were the days. Love me some of them Scrap Pack, man. Okay, well, let's pivot over to Anthony Pettis. Best way to get there is through Benson Henderson. Okay, so they come over from the WEC. He loses to Pettis. Oh, no problem. I'll get to work then. He gets to work. He gets the freaking title shot. He comes in the 4th month of 2011. The 2nd month of 2012, he's got a title shot. What about the guy who beat him in the WEC coming over? Did they unify the belts? You know, the WEC, the one that's free on TV, that had a big following with Uriah Faber, the Amp Energy guy? Remember where they unified the belt with Pettis and the UFC champion? No, he fought Clay Guida, man. He fought Clay Guida. Then had to go on a tear to get the belt again. Like, who remembers these fuck-ups, man? Is that what really fucked up Anthony Pettis? The Wheaties box guy? Michelangelo. I remember that. It was Mendez. Who was Mendez? I gotta keep up with the chat more as I go. Sorry, guys. What else we got? Okay. Anzalone, were you watching the MMA beat earlier? Stewie? Lund? If you're in here? You guys catch that shit? Everyone wants to know what's going on with this matchmaking. Okay. Why are they going to do potentially 3 super fights on UFC 225? And sorry, I forget we're always sharing screen. Let's get some visuals for you guys. What's going on? Why are we going to do 3 potential super fights? Well, I don't think they will. I think the ladies need to go headline Brazil for them on 224. And then you can have a quick turnaround. Maybe it'll be 227. What if 226 is so big that he gets the rub? You know, like that UFC 101 card did pretty damn good coming off 100. Wasn't that the case? So maybe you can get that rub right after that, because Woodley wants on the card. Cyborg Nunez went on the card. TJGJ wouldn't be on that card. Everyone's trying to get on the upcoming 226 5 card. 226. Yeah. Well, you got to look at these people, man. They don't know anything about the UFC. They're looking at like stats and graphs. These are probably stat and graph guys. Oh, what's going on here? Let's just check out what the most popular events have been. Oh, let's take a look, huh? What have we done lately? UFC 205 was pretty big. First event in New York. That didn't have anything to do with it, right? What was the headline by? A 45er versus a 55er. That's a super fight. Oh shit, that does good. UFC 202. What's this? 1 point something million buys? That was a 170er against a 145er. That's a super fight. That did good. What's this? 196. 170er versus 145er. They're just going down the list of the best pay-per-views. What was on there? Diaz Bros. They won't pay those guys to come back, though. That had nothing to do with it. UFC's the name. Not the Diaz Bros. And McGregor. But no, it's just super fights. Super fights is the solution. DC versus Stipe. I love it. I love it. Now's the time for that. Let's do it. 20-1 versus 18-2. Who's next for Stipe? after this, man, maybe Vulcan and Doom. There was someone else. Not Mark Hunt if he gets a win, but Kane. Who knows what happens if DC wins? Who, though? But that's my take, man. That's what I think the super fight thing is. And you know what I really think that they want to do? They've been trying to do for a while with this International Fight Week. That's been one of the only ones where they've been doubling up all these cards and stuff. What does all of the great shout out MMA holes? What's up, man? Right? Hold up. You know, I was checking some shit out earlier. And everyone knows the term shotgunning, right? I don't know if it's lined up right, but I can almost shotgun a hit over to Bob over there. You know what I think they're trying to do with International Fight Week in 226? The UFC is looking at, Endeavor is looking at it, and they're like, what does the UFC not have? They don't have a season. They don't have an ending. They just don't got it. It's nonstop all the time. Well, NBA, they got theirs. We got the Super Bowl. We got the World Series. We got all that stuff. I think the UFC is trying to get International Fight Week. They're trying to get an event that you can't miss. For the Japanese, that's New Year's. For the UFC, for Endeavor, they're trying to do International Fight Week. We're going to make that the can't miss show. Dan, this Stipe and DC fight card is hard for me to call. Stand up, who wins? Both great grapplers and wrestlers. So who wins there? Man. We've seen both these guys come back from adversity. I can't say that word. But I see more improvement out of Stipe throughout his career lately. DC's an amazing champion down there, but he's short just for a light heavyweight. I'm not going to say he's going to be undersized coming into this fight. He's not going to go against nothing that he hasn't seen in Stipe. Stipe's on a tear right now, though. Stipe's pissed at the UFC. Daniel's the company guy for the UFC. But they came together to make this fight happen. DC's only got a couple left in him. No doubt he'll go hard at the end. He's a professional. I'm going to stick with the baddest man on the planet, though, who's the heavyweight, Stipe. Stiopic, immigrant mentality, Miocic. You'd rather see Stipe versus Jones. What do you all think? They touched on this, Michelangelo. The Fortnite. They said DC has taken everything Jones had lined up for him. Everything Jones had lined up once he came back is what DC is moving into right now. Nobody knows Stipe. Oh, you know it's a good story? One of the best previews we ever seen was 214. Freaking Jones versus Cormier. Best promo we ever seen. Jones comes out, gets the win. Dana White comes out right after that, says, we're looking at making Stipe versus Jones. Or he said it once we came out and found out that he tested positive. Well, now what do we got? We got DC versus Jones. We got a tough season. What would have been good, though, man, is John Jones on there. DC is entertaining as hell, though. Maybe that's the play. That's going to revive Tough. Who freaking knows? Who wants to watch this promo again, though? This is amazing work by the team. I love that. I think that should be policy. The guy that loses has to wrap the belt around the winner. Wouldn't that make rivalries awesome?
No disrespect to you or the 16,000 people in this arena.
But I have a message for one man. John Jones, get your shit together. I'm waiting for you.
That's correct, my friend. I think they're in the description below. They automatically put in some a shout out to where to donate. I had OBS as I heard you give a shout out to, and then found this guy because they give there's some pretty cool additional stuff that you get on this one.
He never beat me. So the belt that he has over there.
This ain't it, man. This is the fake promo.
Outside of the octagon, I got that taken away from me. But the guy's never.
Well made by whoever, but we clicked on the wrong one. The extended? No, we ain't got 15 minutes. Which one is it?
When you look at DC, is
Here
he
we go.
a legitimate champion? Is that
There's John Morgan.
Fuck no. You never beat me. You never beat me. So the belt that he has over there, it's an imaginary belt. I messed up outside of the octagon. I got that taken away from me. But the guy's never beaten me. In order to be the champion, you have to.
I don't know if this is the right one
he can
either.
Fight all the other light heavyweights that he wants. He can beat every light heavyweight until he beats me. That belt over there is a piece of shit.
When you get your together and you're ready to fight, I'm here waiting.
Get your shit together.
I've been waiting for 2 years. You got the first one, but you do have
DC loves professional wrestling, man. Since he loves professional wrestling, that makes him pretty good at the promo stuff. In the beginning, he was forcing it. Wasn't very awesome.
That has you crying. Hey, who was the bitch backstage? You're hugging Cain Velasquez, crying on his shoulder. I'm the bitch.
You just said he's back, right? But is he back?
Is he?
Yeah, exactly. You better.
Are you back, Chunky?
Come on, Daniel. You got.
Oh man, we're gonna have to upgrade my internet over here. Is this even the one? Is this official at UFC? Nope. Man, DuckDuckGo is really good at giving you super random shit. Let's see if we can get this. We don't want the 8-minute one. Gangsta's Paradise? Dude, we can't. This. What? Alright, yeah. Anyways, DC's getting all that shit, man. Fuck it. We'll just keep chatting and throw on this one. Maybe it's the one I want. Yo, remember. What are you doing right now? This is the Truth in MMA with Dan from Oregon. Fair use, motherfuckers. Fair use using all your shit. We're just talking, having a good time, alright?
When I hear the name John Jones, I think supreme talent.
The greatest pound-for-pound fighter in the world.
Extreme.
UFC has stripped John Jones of his light heavyweight title.
When I hear the name Daniel Cormier, the first thing that comes to mind.
Junkie.
Hater.
John Jones.
First thing that comes to mind for me is get fit with DC.
That win over me, was it even real?
What John Jones represents is a story that's as old as time. It represents
Tell him, Joe.
talent and potential, and it represents
A young guy making a ton of money, who loves to party, who loves to have a good time, doesn't know how to limit himself. I think most folks, man, kind of just get limited by your money supply. Having so much money, it must be nuts. I got no idea what that would have been like.
Losing to John, I've had a lot of sleepless nights. I mourned that loss, and I would let it literally just eat me alive.
Sitting there in the studio watching. No, man, he can't.
Incredibly talented former champion and become the best light heavyweight of all time. This is Ali versus Frazier in MMA.
I don't really take anything personally, but I would like to just give him a sustained beating. He's that arrogant, he's cocky, he's a prick. He doesn't get the belt back.
DC has the belt, but he's not the true champion because he's in my era.
Is DC the paper champ to you guys? Ever since this last one, what's up, Nate Diaz? Is DC the paper champ to you? That's our question.
That guy has a perfect record. I'm the
My
only
bad.
person
Sorry,
to
turn it
beat
down
him.
so low.
A victory over me would legitimize him as one of the greatest fighters ever. If it happens the other way, he's just the guy who could have been.
I get a chance to redeem
Hopefully my
myself.
shit ain't
Once I beat
glitching
John
too
Jones,
bad.
I'm in the conversation as the greatest fighter to ever step foot in the octagon. This was for legacy.
I'm excited to just put this man.
Who likes
over
red
once
vines?
and for all.
Can you guys believe that shit, man? Where did our 205-pound champion go? Yo, guys, man. I've been asking myself, like, what's going on with UFC? They're not paying these guys? Does that make enough sense as to what the hell is actually going on? What is going on? Inside, who was it, man? Like Graham Hitchcock or somebody. Dude, shit is tripping. Let me see if I can get to unglitch. Yo, let me know in the chat when you still hear me. Let's whip up this document. Alright, cool. It's like, where are these champions, man? Where are all the stars? I wanted to keep track of where they were, why they're not getting paid. I think it's right down here. Most Insta. Here we go. So, over on the right, people probably aren't too interested. These are the millions of Instagram followers. This is what if I was Endeavor and I don't know shit, I'm going to this to determine how popular you are, how many pay-per-views you're going to sell, shit like that. So there's your list. You can look at that. But here we go. This is the last event that all these people fought at. If you're in red, you're retired, or you're out for sure. If you're in the beige, you're semi-retired now. I'm just wishful thinking over here with Carano. Can you guys believe that? She'd probably go over to WWE, but can you believe she came over? She came back. Where she came back, huh? They paid her. That'd be worth it. Nick Diaz, he ain't fought since UFC 183. What the? Who the hell? What kind of stars do they got where they just let him wait around? They can let Nate wait around since 202. There's 13 UFCs in a calendar year as we jump through here. Conor ain't been here since 205. What's been going on last year? UFC won't get all these people to come back. Yeah, Lesnar can't. Misha's pregnant. She pretty much can't. Ronda's gone. Silva's got the drug test shit. They ruined 209. That should have been Stockton. Should have had a Diaz. Some bullshit. Anthony Johnson come back to heavyweight. Who wants to see that shit? Huh? Who needs a fight at heavyweight? Kane. Kane needs a fight. The Black Beast, if he wins, that'd be dope. Musasi, he's blue because he's over in Bellator. We'll let that guy go. He was a draw. He main evented so many FS1 cards for them. Where are all our freaking stars at, man? Stiopic, alright, he's booked. 226. Hunt's coming up. Robbie, now Yoel's coming up. He's kind of a star. Woodley ain't fought since when? 214? Guys, we're booking fights for 223 might be booked as far as title shots go. But we're booking fights for 225 and 226 right now. If you're Woodley, you got to be on a pay-per-view, right? Okay, I get that. So you going to go 225 in Canada or some shit? You going to go 226? You're going to try to do 226. What do we got? Michael Anzalone. John Jones might get cleared, you know, with Jeff Nowitzki going on JRE and everything. Who knows there? And what did he say? For those of you that didn't see it, he went on the JRE and said that, you know, taking that, no one would have willingly done that who had any intuition in their mind. That would be dumb as hell, is basically what he said. I don't know if he's been dealing with the UFC that long. Or their talent. Anyhow, so yeah, he might get cleared. Why do you think? Why do you think he might get cleared? Jones might get cleared. Are any of these guys coming back? What kind of stars do they got, man? Dan, I have a question. Who do you think is better, Nick or Nate? They're not in the same division, so it's hard to compare them. Nick was one of my favorite fighters. Anderson Silva kind of got me into this sport, really. So he's top up there. Nick, I found him later on, went back and watched all his old stuff. He's a contrarian. He goes against the grain, very much my style. I love him. Nate is better with the media. He's better at post-fight interviews. He's better at telling you what he actually means to say. I don't think Nick's very good at that. But how many times has Nate swam from Alcatraz? Hasn't Nick done that twice? Mainland Alcatraz or back or vice versa? I think that John Jones is a lot bigger moneymaker than a lot of the other guys that they got. So yeah, I'll say he is a moneymaker. I'll have to fix that chat later. Things take a while to show up, it looks like. Wonder why it does that. I get what you all are saying for the comments to show up on the screen. You found him first? Man, I wish I would have done that, Mike. I wish those were the first guys that I would have found. I wouldn't have messed up and been on freaking UFC's dick for so long thinking that they're the greatest and all that shit, man. I would have known about Pride and all that nonsense that was going on. Strike Force. I missed the Elite XC days. Being on CBS and everything. I think I caught the Nashville show. Okay. I've been pondering on this for a while, guys. People were bringing up the topic of somehow with the Diaz bros, I just thought of some pikey motherfucker, Darren Till. This dude, undefeated with one draw in the UFC, like 16-0, and who's he gonna fight next, man? What's going on with him? We all saw him beat the shit out of Cowboy over there on Fight Pass, or at least I did in Poland. Poland's blowing up in terms of MMA, though. And now, not a Pete, dude. That was October 21st. So I seriously started thinking, if you win on Fight Pass, Does that really matter? From what I hear, there's like 250,000 people who are subscribers. We can't assume every single person watched. So let's say 150,000 watched it live. Some more went back and saw the highlight. How long ago was that? It's 3 months ago. Again, man. We're booking fights out in April and shit right now. May. What else did we learn with the upcoming shows? They're going to New Jersey. That's not going to be one. Although, that's pretty good for people coming over from Europe, actually. What about Brazil? 224, Darren Till. The Portuguese fluent mofo. On the pay-per-view. You think they give him RDA, even though I think Colby Covington should get that shot? Nate Diaz in the chat. I'm fat and miserable. Got 2 misbehaved kids. Nate Diaz ain't got no kids, man. What you talking about? And a skanky wife. Oh, man. At least she's still around, I guess. Nate Diaz. Nate, who are you talking about? I keep my kids away from this tramp's new night axe. Your fucking skanky wife out turning tricks? What's going on, Nate? You got some problems, man. We're here for you. Let's talk about your problems. Back to Darren Till. When's this guy's fight? Alright. But what do you guys think? I forgot to read the comments when I was ranting about International Fight Week and Endeavor thinking that they can make that into their Super Bowl of events. I think that's really what they're trying to do. They don't give a fuck about most of the shows, man. We're out here doing better advertising than they are. All the fans and shit. We're telling people to watch. They only care about 223. We're stacking this shit like no one's business. Iaquinta versus Felder is madness. Karolina Kowalkiewicz from Poland versus Felice Herrig. Herrig sucked when she first came in, man. She's all popular because she likes to get all pretty on Twitter or some shit. Now she can actually fight. Now she can actually wrestle. Read your comment about Connor. My bad, man. Oh, shit. What's going on? Dan, Connor's a huge moneymaker. However, is he the toughest, best fighter? I say no. Connor lost the passion to fight. Now it's all about the money. You know what? I think Connor is better at the business of MMA than anybody but Dana White. In terms of knowing what he needs to do. Because let's fucking how should we get here? Let's go to who should we look up? Connor. Who's he beat? He's the #1 lightweight in the world, the UFC will tell you. #1 lightweight in the world. Got choked out in 2 rounds by Nate Diaz. He tapped like chicken. They went and fought for the McBelt. Conor choked. Tapped. Nate won the McBelt, and they made him run it back super quick. But what's everyone say? Is he the best lightweight? Welterweight. They got this fool listed as a welterweight. Tapology, you crazy mofos. A great businessman. But what are we talking about? Tapology ripped him off. Oh, shit. Everyone see this? Top lightweight MMA fighters. He's gone. I'm down at 6. What the hell? They think Kevin Lee is better? That's a joke. Anyhow. T-Ferg. Rocking like a 10-fight win streak. He's number 1. Habib, 25-0. Jesus, what more can you ask of out of your lightweight division with these two guys? So he's not the best, man. He's got 1 fight. It's his only fight in the lightweight division, right there. These two kind of count, but no, they don't. Not really. There's a bunch of midgets. There's fighting a bunch of midgets down there. Conor's great when he's the bigger guy. He's slipping and ripping. You miss. He lands the counter shot on you. He'll tell you himself that you got to come into the fight with something. Come in with attributes or some shit. Why is Habib number 2? Habib's number 2 because he hasn't been active enough in the division. And El Kakui is rocking a 10-fight win streak. That's why he's number 2. And he's the interim champ. That's why they had to do it. But it's pretty impressive that Habib is almost never lost a round. You got to go way back to like Gleason Tebow to see some shit. Sup, Frank? Sup, Frank? Pureborn luck. Nate fought Conor. Was going to fight RDA. All right, let's talk about that then. RDA's got the red panty night. He gets injured. Who did we have? Cowboy Cerrone coming off of a huge win. Fresh off of a camp, ready to go. But he had a loss to RDA. So maybe Conor used that as a way to look down on that matchup. But I think he was more prepared, so Conor didn't want to fight him. I dropped my weed pen. And then, who else did we got? There's a bunch of people throwing their name out there. I think Frankie Edgar or some shit. But, you know who it really should have been? What the UFC should have done to avoid that whole Nate thing? He should have fought Uriah Faber. They had that whole beef on the show going on at the time. Uriah Faber was on that card. It's a freaking smaller dude that he loves to fight. Huge name that he could have rolled off of right there. So, Nate did get lucky. But Conor turned down a lot of people to get Nate off of vacation in Mexico. Short notice. He thought he was out of shape. But Diaz has the biggest name in the UFC. You got Conor, you got Ronda, you got Diaz. You got Lesnar, GSP. There you go. There's your top 5 right there. So, back to Frank's question. Nate did exactly what he needed to do at that Orlando card, man. He wasn't even on the poster. Goes out there, posterizes, Michael Johnson. Point. You. Fucking 1-2, bitch. Bah, ha, ha, ha. Conor McGregor, you're taking everything I work for, motherfucker. Wrap it up, man. Wrap it up, gift it. It's ready to go. That's the kind of shit the UFC loves. We now get, Kevin Lee and Tony Ferguson. They get a little spout. They both kind of pop off at that press conference where everyone was up there on the stage. Not at each other, but then later on they did. And then on FS1, and then they get a fight. And then Kevin Lee is in a freaking title fight. The most stacked division, 155, and then 170. Oh, we don't got anyone available. We'll give Kevin Lee a title shot. Ally Quinta. What about Ally Quinta, man? Habib is rocking 25-0. Man, I'm loyal to Habib. Have you guys seen Habib.com? Have you guys seen Habib.com? Turn your sound up. Let's go to the English version. "64 days. You can see a 25-0. Habib Nurmagomedov. Some glorious shit, man. How many undefeated fighters does the UFC really have? They're getting behind all of them. Cody No Love, Joanna Jacek, Habib Nurmagomedov, Darren Till, Cynthia Calvillo, Eric Anders, Gregor Gillespie, Paulo Costa, Brian Ortega. Take that mofo out. He's done. Euro's gone, son. Once Euro's gone, it's gone forever. Except for if your name's John Jones. And you elbow Matt Hamill, or whatever Hamill's first name is. Frank's over here in the chat. Man, the chat slow to show up on the screen. We're gonna get that fixed. Brother Michael, shout out to Brother Mike Anzalone, the hardcores of the hardcores. You're forgetting the agreement between the fighters. Do you mean? That was awesome music. Fair use, Habib. Fair use, man. We might have to put that Habib music actually behind the whole show. What do you guys think of that idea? Just no one respects the 25-0 guy. We just show him the ultimate respect. Just play that over and over again. Because I do like Full-Time MMA, his channel. He got a little bit of background music on that shit. That's dope. Frank in the chat, it was only Conor's cardio that let him down as well. Nate was getting murked slightly, but man, this whole I don't ever buy this. Yeah, but he was winning. argument. He was winning until he tapped. He was winning until he got knocked out. I don't ever buy into that, ever. Paige Van Zandt's not tough because her arm broke and she lost, all right? Jessica, what's her name? Rose is a fucking badass for that shit. House got broken into, her cat got killed, and she still got the W. Jessie J. What else we got, man? Khabib is one of only 2 legit monsters in the UFC. All right then, Frank. Now you got us wondering, who's the other monster in the UFC? Who's the other monster in the UFC? According to Frank. Where's the pound for pound? Is he on the pound for pound list even? It's no fact that he's undefeated. It's the way he smashed anything in front of him. I agree. What he did to Anthony Johnson, the way that he can tie your arm up and then pound the shit out of you, the shit that he was doing to Edson Barbosa, first off, sprinting at the guy with his offense, throwing his striking, which is what you got to do to Edson Barbosa. You got to pressure the fuck out of that guy. Sprinting at him, though. Khabib was sprinting at him. And then, once he got the takedown and shit, just nonstop work, man. You see these new guys? You see all these guys that are tearing the hell out of everything in front of them? They're good at everything. All right, a lot of people are good at everything. But you need to be able to make that split-second decision in the transitions. That's where I see everything. The transitions is where I see the good fighters not beat the great fighters because they're not great in the transitions. But a lot of these newer guys are coming up and they're way better in the transitions than a lot of the older folks. I just don't know if you can be on that level. So a lot of these guys are going to come up and just be way ahead. What do you guys think of Machida versus Anders? That's what's going to happen there. Is the new breed going to come and get it done? Came in from football. Probably a well-trained athlete. Knows how to train right. Versus Machida. The old legend. The Karate Kid. Belfort used to wear boots. So they all knew he couldn't kick. Yeah, now Belfort is bringing his companion animal everywhere. I'm a fucking dog lover, so that's awesome. He's like, man, I can't get my family to come with me. I want people there when I'm cutting weight. I want something that loves to hang out when I'm feeling bad. It's a dog, dude. Dog's there for you no matter what. This is some crazy shit, right? Like, if you're gonna be a fighter, that's what you should do. You should just have your own little support animal because you can't. And then put him in whatever gear you want. Oh! Dude, did we just come up with a way to get around the Reebok policy just now? Can we throw advertisements on companion animals, support animals, whatever the hell their name are? Can we do that? They're in all the embeddeds. What do you guys think, man? If Dice come up with some shit? They're like, oh, yeah, that's just, my dog's pack. He carries his own food and water. But it says Coors Light all over it. Yeah, my dog loves drinking Coors Light. He would drink Bud Light, but Bud won't pay him nothing. Shit. No respect because he's Russian. He must be talking about Khabib. American, scared of Russian. You know what? No respect by the company for sure until they realize what potential Russia really was. Don't get me wrong. If they had their way, Khabib would be champ and Conor would be champ. For sure. For sure. They would both be champ. It could have happened with a 165, 175 pound division. Khabib could have got the shot, and then at 155, 165, that would have been even more massive. But you know, money quarterbacking, and the UFC won't fucking do it. Dana White says it's never gonna happen. But Frank was referring back to the broken arm, bad form, not Rose's technical skill. Yeah, we all saw what Rose did to her. Rose took her to school for like 5 rounds and tapped her out near the end. Just completely manhandled her the whole time. Was never in trouble at all that whole fight. And you know, that was where you really saw Rose's improvement coming, and almost her Trevor Whitman striking, I think, was kind of right around that time. We saw that coming through. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm fucking shouting out the wrong people. I think so, though. Frank says, you the man. You should be able to call the other monster. All right, Habib. Dude, I thought Joanna Jędrzejczyk was a monster there for a while. That's not going to be it, though. All right. The other monster's got to be DJ. Demetrius Johnson. What he's been doing to everybody. Dude, the body shots that he threw on Henry Cejudo to take him out in a round. That was on the Jones card. That's when people kind of finally saw a DJ fight and how exciting that shit could really be, those little guys. And rolling off of that, the incredible match with like Tim Elliott, I want to say. Just the scrambles, the almost legit first time he's been worried since like the John Dotson fight or forever, and almost getting choked out by Tim Elliott. Came out, beat the shit out of him the other 4 rounds. Just beat the ever-loving crap out of him. Tim Elliott threw his mark on the division. Like, oh, you guys think it's a joke that this guy is getting a title shot. Well, the guy who got a title shot did better than almost anyone lately in the title shot. And then what? And then it was Wilson Hayes. He choked him out, the black belt. No problem. It was an armbar, whatever. He fucking subbed him. And then we got Ray Borg. Everyone remembers that shit. What the fuck? The fuck, DJ? DJ's probably one of the best streamers out there, too. You guys realize that shit? Best fighter, best streamer, awesome at video games. This is probably great for your hand-eye coordination. What do you guys think, though? Do you think the lights, you think that light trick is good, or do you think playing video games like first-person shooters and shit is better for reflexes and whatnot? Let me know in this fucking chat. Let me know in the chat, motherfucker. All right, let's see if I can catch up. Dog lovers, people who failed to find friends amongst their own species. Fuck, Frank, you got me, man. You got me. Mike, Jezebel Hill hit on this topic before. What do you think about weight cuts? We both agreed it's not healthy. Weight cuts part of the business, man. But we'll elaborate on that. Okay. Weight cuts. Dude, it's nuts that there's guys out there. I've crunched the numbers, man. There's guys that are cutting 18% of their body mass. Legitly, like almost 20. Right up there. 1/5 of their mass. There's cutting in water weight. I think you need, first off, you got to implement the 10% weight cut maximum. So they got to keep track of these guys. They got to pay them more for food. They got to make more money so they can buy more food. Nutritionists, all this shit, want to keep themselves in shape all the time, be ready all the time, to fight all the time. They got to pay more for this, and then they'll be ready more. And then with the 10%, it's going to fuck shit up though, man, because people are going to have to move, and then guys are going to be way bigger. So with that, I mean, you can go back and listen to the podcast that Dustin Ortiz did with MMA On Point today, and he says, you know, at the lower weight divisions is where, you know, the weights really matter. Because if I jump up to 135, he fights at flyweight, that, you know, I'm fighting guys 5 inches bigger all of a sudden. So that's where it really matters. So the most stacked divisions, 155 and 170, you got to add divisions too. So you do a 10% max, but to be fair to the guys with that, you got to make it more even. So 155, 165, 175, 185 for now, and only for now. They're planned for later. Hold off on 195. And I think hold off on 225 or 235. Whichever one they'll make it, 225 or 230, but hold off on it. There's just not enough heavyweights yet. So weight cuts. How the what do you want to call them? The amateur wrestlers do it? The ones in college? They do the weigh-ins 1 hour before. I think the one day before is what helps them do weight cuts, but we can't be changing the sport too much, man. That's a fucking TV staple. They love to do the weigh-ins, all that nonsense. So whatever, keep it at the time that it is, but do the 10% max. So have these guys closer to where they need to be. And the ones who are getting flagged and shit in California right now that would have to move up divisions, move them up if they would have to. Grandfather in all the champs just because we can't fuck up the whole sport doing this. And yeah, with more divisions, you take out 170, 165, 175, there's one more division. So then I think we got almost 13 or 14 altogether. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We got 11 divisions, and then Chris Cyborg. So we could have 12 divisions with 165, 175. That's what I think about weight cutting, man. There needs to be the 10% max rule. Just for these guys' safety, because if they're not going to stop, let's at least fucking stop it somehow. You know, then they'll be, okay, here's the argument. They're going to do 2 weight cuts. They're going to cut for the 10% max, and then later, well, somehow combine that with the night of the fight. You know, we always want a night of the fight weight. I always want to know what these fuckers weigh. They don't want to show us how insane the weight cuts are. That's why they don't ever show us. But get a night of weigh-in and don't let them weigh more than that 10% that they were able to cut. So that's kind of my solution right there. And at that point, you know, when Khabib comes out and says that he weighs like 180, then a 165-pound weight class is perfect for him. He got way trimmed down, though, lost a little bit of mass for this last fight. Is what I saw, though. Okay. There you go, Michael Anzalone. That's what I think of weight cutting. 10% max. Add a couple more divisions. Grandfather the champions in for their belts. Dan knows. Dan the man knows. He understands. Khabib and DJ, the 2 most legit monsters in the UFC. Dude, that's White Frank. Real nerd recognize real, man. No way that's going to happen to them. Not enough fighters to make the noise. Those classes. Dude, there is, though. Okay. Did I save that shit that I made? Dude, okay, Frank. I'll try and go and touch back on the numbers of the weight classes. There aren't enough fighters in 155, 165. It's actually the hardest to get a title shot. They have the lowest percentage out of anybody because there's so many. So if you're ever going to add one, it's right there. That's where all the talent is, man. And you'll have more super fights that way. Like, it's a no-brainer. Everyone's scared of new divisions, though, because flyweight's got to work its way out as this shit happens. We're all excited for Bullet. Bullet's fighting this weekend at Valentina Shevchenko. That's going to be fucking awesome. Everyone watch it. She fights an ex-crackhead. Look how the 145 women's is getting on. Yeah, look at it. That's not a weight class. That's we got 11.1 weight classes because you got one fighter there, Chris Cyborg. Don't get me wrong, she's a draw. Sometimes it's all you need, man. 11.1 weight classes because there's one chick. Maybe we should have 10. We got one of them. Yo, shout out to Stewie's buddies for showing up. Sing. Frank, I can only think of 5 women in that division in the UFC. I don't follow Bellator that much. Do they have more? Yo, you talking about featherweight? Because that's when you go to Tapology. You've never heard of it. Now you heard of it tonight, man. Just click in here. Once you start clicking around, it's super easy. Go to the best, and then boom, they break it down per division. Yo, we're going to be closing down about 11 minutes at 8 or 11 for you East Coasters. I thank all of you so much for joining me, man. It's awesome having you folks here, chatting MMA with. And don't forget, Fight Pass, Saturday, 4 p.m. Pacific time, 7 Eastern. Come back to this stream. We're going to be doing a Fight Pass and chill, so you can watch the fights with me. You won't have any lag shit, because you can work that out way easier when it's online. And if you got 2 screens, it's super easy. Right here, what's up with the featherweight division? Here's your featherweight division. And this is Mike Anzalone. You got Justine Cyborg, 19-1. Julia Budd, Bellator featherweight champion, 11-2. A lot of wins in a row there. Megan Anderson having visa issues. Apparently, she freaking came over here on a visa to work. Tried living here, all illegal and shit. Now she married some dude to get citizenship. Allegedly. Megan, big fan. Can't wait for you to come back. We should have stayed in Invicta though. Could have been whipping ass over there. We had that title shot lined up. I remember I was in Alaska on a mountain listening to you on the Fight Club with RJ and shit, getting all excited, and then you never fought, and we haven't fought since. You got Holly Holm, who's really a 135er, Duran with me, who ran away. These are UFC people, but they're not the top of the division. They're 135ers. You got Charmaine Tweet. I believe she's over in Bellator. Alexis Dufenzio. Let's check her out. Gabriel Holloway. Look at all those losses. 6-5. Talita Noguera. I'm pretty sure she's over in Bellator. Let's look at Bellator names. Amanda Bell, Marlies Kunin, I believe, was in Bellator. Julia Budd, yep. Yep, there's Bellator too, Bell. There's a Bellator. These guys are all over in Bellator. These gals. There's some young blood coming up that got barely any fights. This division is going to take a long time. In my opinion, you don't even build this division. You treat it like Chris Cyborg and everybody else, but you put some spice on it, man. Let's catch up. Dude, this guy, Stewie's, man, coming in, blowing up chat. Half those fighters are journeymen at best, Frank says. Oh, yeah. They got a long way to go. It's like Cowboy being touted as a contender when he is, in fact, riddled with CTE. Dude, isn't that sad? I fucking love Cowboy. He would have done this no matter what, dude. No matter what he was doing, he would have beat the fuck out of his body, I think, with dirt bikes, riding Broncos, whatever the hell, rock climbing, Cowboy is loving life. I love watching Cowboy fight. So whatever there, man. Yeah, he's talking about 145 women's. Yeah, I'm glad we rolled through that for you. Dude, I can't read this, so we're laughing at Megan Anderson. Striking issues. Dude, she got tapped by Cindy Dandois, too. She's got submission issues. So she's a young gal that, in time, hopefully, she's trying to run into Cyborg later on in her career when she slows down, like freaking Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao type shit. I'm going to get her late when she's, after she takes that good beating, I'll swoop in. She's training with James Krause, though. The James Krause on Twitter. And what's his team's name? Oh, shit. I can't remember. He's got a good team out there, though, in Kansas or freaking Missouri. And there's nobody out there training. So he didn't go to no big school. He brought everyone to himself. He's got Zach Cummings and Tim Elliott there training. So pretty good shit. And Megan Anderson. That's a good staple for, a relatively small program. Shout out D. James Krause, man. He's doing good shit on Invicta, on the interviews. I like what you're doing out there. Mike says, Frank, I need to learn these languages. I feel dumb. See, I spelled that word wrong. Invicta is why, in my opinion, very first Invicta card was best fight card I ever seen. What was it, man? That first Invicta cards, went back and watched those. They had Mauro Ranallo on the play-by-play on those things, coming over from Elite XC and Strikeforce. That was some good shit. I like going back on Fight Pass and watching those old ones. Let me know if you guys would be interested in doing, like, let's watch this fight together on Fight Pass type shit. We'll pick my favorite ones, your guys' favorite ones, and do that. I would kind of be interested in that. Let me know what day you guys would want to do it, because I'm going to try to set up shit, like, on a schedule for these days. So you'll probably catch me Tuesdays and Thursdays, 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 Eastern time. Where were we on the chat? What are we looking at? Okay, number of fighters per division. Or actually, let's do this. Let's open this up. Go back to the 145 talk, guys. Here's what we got going on 145. I sent this tweet out. This is what I wanted. Misha Tate agrees. She retweeted me. This shit caught fire. Did you get a Misha Tate retweet? Boom. You got an Oregon wildfire on your hands, man. This was my original UFC 222. And then this is a long time ago, when that shit got booked, I switched it to 224. I stick with that. I want this in Brazil. Cyborg versus Nunes. Megan Anderson versus Dandois. It's a 4-woman tournament. We got no one in the division, right? That's what everyone's complaining about. We need a division. No, you need a contender. The UFC knew you got to build contenders. That's our job. Build contenders. Now, they don't do that shit. So what they needed to do is a 4-women tournament. You could build a contender the same night. Okay? And how do you do that? Super fight. Nunes versus Justino. Now people are paying attention, right? Then you can do a 135 contender fight on this as well. Then boom. Megan Anderson, Cindy Dandois. Cindy Dandois, who's that? She just went got a huge win over in Risen. If you guys think that Japanese MMA and Korean MMA don't matter, we had the Korean Zombie on the MMA holes during that Fight Buddies. The chat took fire with Koreans. There are Korean MMA fans up the wazoo that like MMA. So, fuck that noise. She got a win over at Risen, the 155-pound champ, who probably should be 45 or less. And she's coming off huge victories. Boom. Look at that streak. Okay. What's she at? She's at 6-2 in her last. Alright, that's okay. 5 out of her last 6. Alright, that's pretty good. Had one fight in the UFC. Her striking was so bad that they kicked her out of the UFC. I know, guys. I know. But she beat Megan Anderson. There's a win right there. Can you see that? It's a win over Megan Anderson. She tapped her. This is a rematch. Bring her in. Give Megan Anderson a fight before we just throw her into a freaking title shot, dude. She doesn't even have a UFC fight. Frank, I feel Cyborg is unbeatable. What do you think, says Mike Anzalone. Anderson just hasn't got it. She's big old lanky bird, no ability. You know what? Some people got to grow into their ability when they're all big and lanky. Think of how many people you knew who were like that. And I played basketball, and they were just awkward as hell. Couldn't do shit until they, grew into that shit, whatever. She'll get hammered when she fights Cyborg. Very first women's Invicta best card. Oh, yeah, we read that. Cyborg will get clipped by a technical striker, Michael. Cyborg is in the twilight of her career. That's true. Especially being down there at Shoot the Box and shit. You go through a lot of damage coming through a camp like that. She's got a lot of years on her in terms of that. And then staying so cutting so much weight all the time. That's hard on the body. I gotta start highlighting this shit so I can keep track better. Frank, do you mean somebody like Nunes or maybe Zingano? Yeah, Zingano is a great fight. She's a beast. Look at her, Kat Zingano. Maybe we'll look her up in a second. But, yeah, that's Megan Anderson. Look at hers. Okay. 8 out of her last 9. Ton of them in Invicta. Lost to Cindy Danois, though. Let's do that rematch before we throw in her a title shot. We'll keep the theme going with SureDog. Love you, SureDog.com. Love you, Tapology. Zingano can handle the bright lights. You know what? I'll disagree. In the very beginning, look what she did, man. Look what she did. Oh, I'll just come into Invicta in Invicta 3 and beat Raquel Pennington, who turns out is pretty effing good. Oh, I just hold a win over, who was the best flyweight in the world for a while. Barb Honchek. No worries there. Oh, you want to give me a title shot against Ronda Rousey? Whoever wins, me or Misha? Yeah, I'll take her out in the 3rd round. Via elbows and shit. Nunes would be an alright fight. Yeah, that's one I want to see. I want to see Nunes, man. That's what I got built up. Only because can't give someone a title shot off 2 fucking fights. True, having that said, this is Mike Anzalone. Zingano beat Nunes before. Do you think she can do it again? I say no. Champions have a lot more resources in their favor. Once you become champion, you got a lot more for training partners, all types of shit. She's got her wife out there, Nina Ansonoff, just on point with everything, cooking, cleaning, fighting. Frank, Megan Anderson is shit though. She's a white and gone. I heard you say his name like Nunu. Nunu. Strikers are born, Dan. You either can or you can't. For the most part. Dude, you look at Damian Maya. He just gave up on that idea. No, I'm a freaking grappler. I'm going to grapple. I'm not going to take any damage. I'll get as far as I can. Damian Maya is a OG mother effer, dude. That guy. Think of more guys who are like so unknown but have like over 20 fights in the UFC. Damian Maya. His record in the welterweight division is pretty incredible. Only lost to like Woodley and Rory and Colby right here at the end because he's in his twilight. Michelangelo, I think Cyborg lost one fight, I think, in Invicta. No, it was like her second fight ever she lost. Probably in Brazil. She got beat by Jorina Bars, though. All right, guys. We're going to be shutting this down. If you got any last questions, let me know. Look forward every Tuesday, Thursday, 6 p.m. We'll be doing a stream. Probably won't go this long. But if you sickos keep me company, maybe we will. And Saturday, 4 p.m. Pacific Time, 7 Eastern. Come right here for a fight, pass, and chill. Let's fucking hang out, have a good time, watch these fights. Hopefully we'll be able to sync it up real easy. Thank you, Mike Angelo, Frank, Stewie. Everyone showed up. The MMA hole, Stewie's buddies, Nate Diaz, all you guys. If you don't know, I'm on YouTube. Dan from Oregon. Sign up, all that shit. Smash like button, subscribe. You know what it is. Until next time, back to you sickos. I'm out of here.